Okay, this how-to video is going to go through how to manage and set up workspaces and the users in the workspaces so you can share and collaborate with OrCAD X. So what you will notice now is there is a view menu, workspace, so there's a file manager and a configuration. So when you start the workspace configuration, you can see that by default, everybody gets given a workspace, my workspace. It's currently stored in your home directory in the CDS setup location. And then that gets mirrored up to the cloud, Cadence cloud location, where you get so much kind of data storage for free that's included as part of the licenses. So also here, you get the chance to configure your CIS location. So if you're going to continue using your Windows compliant ODBC database, so the CIS database section, that will be set up as the local location. Or if you want to use the Cadence cloud location, you can actually just enable the cloud location. That would then mean that things like Part Manager and the BOM reports, the CIS BOM reports, would use the cloud-based libraries that you can configure. And there's another video on that. To kind of drive that data. The next thing is obviously the working areas. So everybody gets a My Workspace by default, and then you can then add workspaces that you can set up shares for, so people can then use them. So we'll start off. Let's just add I don't know. So let's add a test workspace. And you can see I get this new workspace that's visible, and I can, if I want, make this effectively the default with the right click. That would then be the default workspace that I always use. So you could have that if you wanted it on a project specific, or if you wanted to have workspace areas for different teams, etc. You could create that. Once you have the workspace, you then get the ability to add members to this. So by default, me as the user, I effectively own everything. I'm the admin, the designer, the librarian, and the user for this. If I want to add new people to this, I can literally just type in the email address. So let's just type in a couple of email addresses. And you then allow them, what this does is this effectively would send an email to those people. They have to have a Cadence account associated with this email address for them to go and then access and log in and use this data. So there's different capabilities. There's by default, you get given the user capability. So the user is read-only for libraries and designs. There's a librarian option, which will give you access to manage and share and look after any library-based data. So there's a library section in your workspace. Designer would then give you the capability for the design. So if you wanted to work on projects, share projects, and then admin gives you access to absolutely everything. Okay, so that's kind of a default option. If we then look at the workspace file manager, what you'll see is the specific areas where you can see your workspaces. So there's my individual workspaces. So if I was to look at this test workspace, I've got nothing in there at the moment, but if I get to my default workspace, you can see this is effectively where I've got some projects, I've got some libraries. So what I could do is I could find a project. Let's maybe find, let's go to test one as a project. If I wanted to publish this out of my workspace, I can effectively select the design and do a right click publish. And then I could publish this to a specific workspace. I could give it a revision code, major, minor, custom, put some comments in, ready for layout, for example, and then sharing that to the team. And then that would then publish that, and that copies it from effectively from my workspace area up into the test workspace area. So it will take a little while depending on, well, there's the projects, there's the test, it's revision 0.1, and you can see it's brought in the file. And you can then go and work on that. So it's a basic overview of kind of how to manage and work your workspaces and your teams using the Cadence Cloud.